Flosstube. This is Jerica, Daybreak Stitcher, here on Flosstube and Instagram. I am now filming Flosstube number officially 4. Is it 4? I don't know. Anyway, so coming here, Utah. It is cold and snowy. It is not Jerica weather out there today. But since my last video, I totally forgot Halloween. It was wonderful. My son was a fireman, and where I live, everyone likes to really get all out and pull everyone out of their houses and into the community, and it's just amazing. We don't have a time frame for how long people can trick-or-treat, so typically it starts around 5 p.m. and then can go anywhere from 9 p.m. to 11, depending on your age. So it was so fun. We gave out all our candy by 8:30, and it was still cold then, but it wasn't so cold that I couldn't hand out candy for hours. And since then, I had a birthday, and it was more than I ever expected. My friend Emmy, she made me a Notions pouch. Isn't that cute? It's got some fun stuff inside of there. Thank you, Emmy. She's Mission Stitch on Instagram and Flosstube. She is just so good at sewing. She's going to teach me one of these days, right, Emmy? Yeah. Also, we had Sundown Stitchers over at Pine Needles over in Gardner Village. We have that the second Friday of each month. And so I went there and I met some new people. I got to really connect with my normal stitch crew. There's about 5 of us, and we try to get together as often as we can, which isn't as often as I prefer. But we manage, we still stay in touch and all that stuff. So it's great. But one of my stitch crew members, her name is Crystal. She made me something. This was not for my birthday. It's just because the love is real. She made me a project bag out of my cross stitch. This is Supplies and Other Lies by Punini. Yeah, I got that right. But she made a project bag for me. And she pulled all the colors from inside of the pattern. Look at these mad skills. And it has like a Notions pouch, which I already took out because I'm using for something else. But I got to use this for a little bit, and I was so scared because I didn't want nobody to mess it up. But look at it. She is so just, the craft level it's so good. So, so that was Sundown Stitchers and my birthday. What I did want to do is, because I did have a couple of finishes, but I wanted to do a couple of shout out thank yous. I was shouted out with Cory Creates on Instagram and Flosstube. She's amazing. Cross Stitch the World, the sisters, on Instagram and Flosstube. They have a Flosstube, and it's so good. Like they're 2 sisters, and one is new to cross stitch. The other one has been cross stitching for a long time. And they saw my videos. Thank you. And they shouted me out because they know my situation, my floss obsession is for real. But thank you, ladies. You're awesome. Who else is there? EJ and Miss Shelia from Sunshine Stitchers. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate you. And just, I hope that you enjoy your gifts, because I really wanted to make sure that I included you in my joy. Okay, so what else is there? Any questions? So I got a few questions in my comment section from my last video. And when it comes to what I stitch, I get inspired and enabled by everyone else's stitches, like typically, right? But it's like as soon as I get the pattern in my hands, then something happens where I just want to make it unique. So that kind of opened me up to a few things that I've finished. So I do have not a lot, but I have quite a few finishes that I have on my walls. So I didn't grab all of them, but I grabbed some of them, and I was going to show you what I found. And this is also like, I don't have much information on these. I think most of them are 28 count because that's what I started out with when I first started cross stitching. But for the most part, like what I do, what really draws me to cross stitch patterns and designers and all that is like the colors that they use. So, and then all of a sudden I lose focus and I start, and it's a hit or miss. It's a hit or miss on if it actually works or not. Sometimes it starts off really good and then it kind of turns sideways, but you know, trust the process. That's all I can say. If you want to be unique, and don't doubt yourself. Once you get started, just trust the process and see where the expression takes you. So here's some FFOs that I attempted. I'm not crafty. I don't have that, you know, that need to make it perfect and accurate and straight, and it's not in there. So I would like to have it on my wall. So I need to at least make it capable of being hung. So here's one. This was probably the first Jacob of Modern Folk embroidery finish that I did. One second. I'm gonna use this board. I'm dropping stuff, but I'm gonna use this board. So here's one. It's called Let's Be Kind. It's a freebie on his Facebook, or no, he doesn't have. It's a freebie on his website. It's called Let's Be Kind. It's my first time ever stitching around, and I did mess up everywhere. Everything, you know, everything. Nothing's right. But I did finish this one. I finished it in a hoop, and oh, I guess the sun isn't really like, I don't really have to do all that. Okay, so I finished it in a hoop. This is the hoop that I stitched it in. You know, I'm not as brave as Michelle Bendy on Instagram and Flosstube to show my back. Yeah, we're just gonna keep this a secret. But this was one finish. It's a freebie, so if you want to stitch it, it's still on his website, modernfolkembroidery.com. And I think it's pretty much speaks for itself. I did use a floss, but I don't remember what it is. I don't think it's silk. I want to say that it's maybe Classic Colorworks, maybe. I'm not sure. It's been a bit. It's been a minute. So this is one. And then the first simpler-esque like finish that I did was Let's Do What We Do. I want to say this is Jeanette Douglas. I want to say it, but I could be totally wrong. I just, you know, I loved it. I loved the saying, the message, you know, let's do what we love and do it a lot. I loved all the colors, and I wanted to try. And this was me going rogue a little bit because I used a different color fabric, and I thought that was really fun. So I finished this one. This was something I got from Fat Quarter Shop, one of their little like wooden kits that I didn't paint because I'm not crafty enough, nor am I interested enough to try a little bit more. I will get there. As I'm, you know, continuing on with this journey, I think my skill set will increase. I'm just a little slow. So this was another one that I got, and I cannot remember who designed it. I can't remember, but this was another one that I finished in the circle. I like the message. There's another one that comes with this pattern. I don't know if it's a freebie, but I want to say that it is a freebie, but I can't remember anything else. But this was another one that I finished as a hoop because it just fit perfectly in there, and I don't do anything with the backs. I just kind of left it there and cut it. But I love the colors of the floss, so I had to, you know, and I still have a little bit left. So this isn't like a hank or silk or something. I think it might be like a a Gentle Arts or something like that. But this was another one that I finished. And I can at least like hook this on my wall. So done and done. Done and done. Another one I got from Fat Quarter Shop, because that's how I started. So I started cross stitch. It was what, the September of 2021? I want to say September or August of 2021. Fat Quarter Shop was doing a cross stitch university, and my mother-in-law was visiting. I had my son. I think he was just, you know, what was he, like 6 months, I think, old, something around there. And postpartum, it got me, and I wasn't sleeping well. And so my mother-in-law was here, and she noticed I kept holding my son a lot. And I guess like her way of like, I'm gonna take it as, I don't know if this was her intention or not, but she just said, do you watch YouTube? I watch Fat Quarter Shop. So we started watching Fat Quarter Shop, and I'm watching it because I'm not crafty, and I'm just watching, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, she's watching her makes me think I can do this. And she's like, well, she's doing a university. If you want to do it, I can do it with you. I know how to cross stitch, but you know, I always like a university. So that was the beginning of my journey. So beginning of 2022, I gave my husband my university finish, and he took it to work. I framed it and everything, and he took it to work, and he has it there. All the love and support. Anyway, so from there, like, you know, you're kind of left on your own to go with whatever you want to. So a lot of my beginning shops and all that stuff all came from Fat Quarter Shop, because that's where I began. But this one was another one from Fat Quarter Shop. The color, I think it was this color that they used for the whole thing, and I didn't have enough DMC. I think this is DMC or Classic Color Works. I knew I didn't have enough to finish the whole thing. So I just pulled colors that kind of like looked good together. And I used like a fun fabric from Fabric Flair. And this is all 28 count. So, you know, it's just fun. This, ooh, it almost ended me. But this made me know that I'm not very good with huge blocks of color. I get bored. My mind just starts turning into, you know, a black hole of despair. So, so this was another one. I just put board on it and smacked it on top of another, you know, image that I got from the store. And so I got this one, and it hangs at my front door. My second, I think, Modern Folk embroidery finish. I'm not sure if I showed this already. If I did, forgive me, but I'm going to show it again because I'm not sure. So this one is Love, Peace, and Tenderness from Modern Folk. It's using like some kind of, I want to say platinum or mushroom fabric, because it's actually lighter than it's, you know, than it is showing up right now. Like this fabric is lighter. So, and then I used like this is when I got into my hanks. This is Silks For You White, and it really shows well, even though in a normal light, like it's, you know, it's a lighter fabric, so it's not as pronounced as it's showing right now, which I guess, you know, is kind of good. You get to see the pattern and the design much better. But this is one that I got framed. My first, you know, really big one. I think this was only like 4 pages, but it was huge to me. It was epic. So another one I have hanging up is this one that defines pretty much me. Because I'm not going to try to frog if I don't need to. If it's not going to ruin the whole thing, then I'm leaving it in there. But I had to frame this one. It's got glass and everything. I was trying to be fancy for this simple saying because it means a lot to me. So just fudge it. Carry on. Keep going. So this was one. I used some Krynic, I think, for the crown. And it's an opalescent fabric, white. I think it's 28 count, and then just, you know, some probably 9, would it be 5200? No, that's white. 993. Anyway, the black fab floss, very simple. Got it done. So that hangs up as well. So that's my FFOs. I do have some finishes since my last video. And I still want to thank everyone for watching my last video. You guys, it's I originally wanted to do a Flosstube because I wanted to have a video record of my interest right now and to be able to contribute in some way or another to the community of cross stitch, because when I didn't know that I had so many cross stitchers that live around me, I was, the joy was kind of getting low. But then I found my friends and it's wonderful, but then we can't get together that much, so then I started feeling low. And then, you have retreats that you get excited about and you got to prepare for, and then you do them and it's so great, and then, time starts going by and then you get low a little bit again. So then I figured, okay, I watch a lot of Flosstube and I love it all. And honestly, that's how I get enabled and inspired and encouraged to keep going with my stuff. So this is my way. If there's any one of you out there that's like me, I see you. So one of my finishes that I got since the last video is this one. Got the morbs. Jacob, I'm sure a lot of you have read the stories about Miriam from Marumi Designs, Marumi Crafts, Marumi Designs. What does it say on here? Marumi Crafts had posted how she was feeling one day, and Jacob read it and designed this and gave it to her. And yeah, what was I just saying? Whenever you're just feeling like, you stitch this. So I finished mine. I decided to do the negative space because I made some really big goals for myself, and I don't even know why I set goals, but I did. So I stitched the negative space so it's not as dark as the design. But I did finish it and it was so great. I used the floss that I wanted to use for it, and it is, what is this fabric? It's 40 count mallow, and then I used the Verland floss from Roxy Floss Co. that I got from Evertote at Jacobpalooza. So here's what's funny though. This shows you that I don't have I'm not OCD when it comes to certain things. But you notice this part right here? You see how it's not like, it's right here? The reason why I left that in there is because I stitched this part at Sundown Stitchers. And every time I think about it, it reminds me of when I was stitching. I was talking, I was laughing, I was excited. I met Emily Call. And I didn't want to take it out and make it perfect because I remember it. When I see it, I remember that little line right here. I was stitching it at Sundown, and I don't want to fix it. I'm gonna leave it in there to keep the memories. So that was one finish since my last video. I did join in on the, what's it called? Let me see, is it right here? It was a Quilted Christmas Sal. Quilted Christmas by Emily Call. What? I'm looking at my notes for guidance because I have none without it. So it was a Quilted Christmas Sal that Christy from Java Girl stitches, and her friends Anna Roach 61, and oh, I can't pronounce her name right. I'm looking at it, but for the most part, the sale was organized by these three ladies, and it was posted. I think it started a couple of weeks ago, and I joined in because I love a good sal, and I'm usually doing big ones, so it was nice to do a small one. And I just got this done in a few days. This was my finish. I have it all in one piece of fabric. So the first one I did was the Christmas tree, and this is all floss pulled from stash. So I did that one, and then I started with the circular one. Let it snow. I messed up on that S, but I left it in there. The sizing isn't right. Like, it's supposed to be bigger, but you know, it's okay. And then this last one was so adorable. I was originally gonna join into this this woman that I met at Sundown. She was stitching her Santa on like a 10 count or a 7 count burlap fabric in it, and she was using like pearl cotton. It was so amazing. And I heard that she turned it into like a big huge billow or something, but oh my gosh. So I was trying to find my stuff, but I didn't have enough white floss that I didn't think would make the whole thing, so I just added it onto this piece of fabric. This is a 36 count linen from Roxy Flosco Evertote that I got. It's the second half of that piece that I got for the in Friendship finish, the all red one that I finished like in my last video. So this is the other piece, the other half of that fabric. So what I plan to do with these is to make them into pillows. Now, I don't know how to sew, but I was tempted. I'm going to use this black fabric that I got from Hobby Lobby because I like this worn look, weathered look on it. So I was thinking about making it be the back of it, and then I would use, they didn't have like this in the narrow, like in this narrow size, they had it like twice as wide, and I really just needed it to be like this big. So I grabbed one of these, and I'm just gonna cut on it and try to, you know, make it be like, you know, little stuff around there. I'm gonna get to the terminology when I know what I'm doing, or if I can even do what I think I can do with this. So since I can't sew, but I can hand sew, so I'm thinking about trying to hand sew these and then, you know, make them into little pillows. You think I can have it done by Christmas? We'll see. But that's what I'm planning to do with these. I'm planning to make them all into pillows and have them as dough bowls with this black fabric for the back, and then to have, you know, this as the, we'll see. So these, I'm going to consider this as one finish because it's all considered one pattern. And then I have my Gotham Orbs. That is another finish. So that's 2 finishes. I did have goals to have 7 finishes by the end of the year, and I'm already losing that goal. I don't know why I have goals. But as far as my timing goes with my finishes, I think I still need some more time. But, or I can just reduce my finish amount, so we'll see. But so here are some, oh, and I totally like forgot some whips for my whip parade. So I'm going to show them to you really quick, if that's okay. So I tried to jump on board with the Brenda from Serial Starter, her birthday sale last year. And I was so excited because I really like this saying in the middle. Learn to know Christ, thou needest no more obtain. Not knowing him, all knowledge is vain. So I really like the message, and I thought, like, you know, easy. this is easy. You just stitch the stuff, right? You just stitch it. And I was so excited. I was so pumped. I pulled a floss from stash and I started it and I worked on it for like a day. And I then realized that this is hard. This is so hard. I have not picked it up since then. So, one of these days I'm going to pick this up again. I don't even know what is hard about it. I think it's because this is like a real like grown-up sampler. Like this is, yeah, this fabric is so pretty. Anyway, so that was another whip that I only worked on for a day. But, you know, I'll pick it up again because I have to commit to it. I've pulled out really pretty colors. So that was one that I forgot to show. There's another one that it's under here. Okay, so some of the other whips that I worked on since the last video was this one right here. And this is Think Twice. I'm stitching this one for my son, my youngest son. And I didn't, I got a little bit further. I'm using a really cool silk from Silks For You. This is where it is right now. And someone had asked me if I'm doing like, if I'm pulling my strands a certain way, like if I'm being finicky with it. And no, I'm not that crafty. I'm pretty, whatever. As long as, and then for me being whatever, especially on these motifs, they look really good. For some reason, it looks golden and brown instead of like, you know, what I thought the floss looked more like yellow. So it actually looks really good. Just flying by the seat of my pants. So I'm going to keep going with it. I did have a little boo-boo right here. And I did frog it out because it would have messed up some, like my other placing. So put them down for a little bit because trying to stress me out. But I took them out and I set it down. We'll go back to it because I think I can get it done. But another one of the whips that I forgot from my whip parade is Lucy Owen. I started her because I've been thinking about her for a while, and I started reading the details, and she's not that big. So this is Lucy Owen by the Scarlet House. And I thought like, she's not that big. So I grabbed some really fun fabric and just worked on the border. This is an opalescent fabric. I believe this is a 32 count, but I'm stitching it with one strand because I like one strand, and this is a tight enough weave to where I can get away with it. So I'm pulling floss from stash because these are nicely variegated. And it's not called for that. It's just part of the floss that I'm using. But I did finish the border on this one, I think, since like the last time I spoke to you guys. And so that was the last of my whips. I did get some, okay, so wait a minute, let me see where I'm at. Okay, so, yep. All right, I think I'm doing pretty good. So what I decided to do, just to this is also a way of me also trying to keep track of what I have, is I decided I was going to look through some of my kits because I did go into an obsession with kitting, and now I can show you what I kitted. So the first one that I kitted is this one here, Be a Friend. And I think there's a sale going on right now with this one. but I'm not gonna partake in it because I wanted to work on some other things. But I loved this design. I love how blocky the alphabet is versus being swirly. That bottom part, do you see all those colors in the little bottom border right here? I don't know. But I have this already kitted up, and you guys, I decided I'm going to use the summer floss pack from Silks For You for this whole entire kit. I'm going to use all the colors. I'm using a 40 count tabby cat. What is it called? Cocker shell? 40 count. So I'm going to use all those colors from the summer pack for this. And I think I can do it because this has a very refreshing spring summer feel to it already. So that is one of the things that I've kitted. Let me see what else we got here. I don't know. You know, when I'm showing stuff, I get scared. I kind of get scared with my confidence level when I'm showing stuff, because I may change my mind, and I do that. But this was something that I got from Silks For You, and of course, like, I don't organize my stuff enough to make it ready to really jump into when I'm ready to open the kit and want to start working on it. It's just kind of like an idea, just to, like, a compass basically. So I have this Praiseworthy Stitches Christmas, and I really like the vintage look of it, of the golds and the more of the pine green, and not like the, you know, just like, I love that red. It kind of reminds me of the fallow red. But so I kitted this one around Christmas last year. I got in touch with Silks For You, Joe, and asked her if she could dye, like custom dye, a hank for me for my Christmas stitching, because I did want to have like a Quaker Christmas monochromatic piece. But I really like the, what is it called, Prairie Schoolers Christmas, like that vintage plum kind of Christmas looking colors. If that, I may not even know what I'm talking about. So basically, here was the color hank that she came up with, that she dyed for me. So it is green and red, because white is really hard. It really limits how many fabric colors you can use. So I told her as little bit of white as she could, but to have mostly greens and reds in it. So this was the hank that Joe from Silks For You dyed for me. And I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this hank for my Praiseworthy Stitches Christmas. This is just one of the colors that I'm going to use for this pattern. I have, let me see here if I can pull them out without disturbing. This is PR 119. This color here is what I'm going to use for the gold part. And of course, you know, I'll cut it into smaller skeins. But I figured this one has enough yellows and golds and oranges to pull off that orange in there. So I look at these colors. I was tempted to go with another green. Like, I have this green color right here too that I was going to put in here, but I think it might not work. I actually really like the greens from my custom dye more for this. So my plan is to, I got a piece of 36 count flax fabric, I got it off of an Etsy store. I think she might be in Canada. I'm not 100% sure yet. It's been a minute. But I was going to use these and then use this one and use these 3 colors, these 2 floss colors to do this. What do you think? You think it's good? I think it's good. But you know, once you start working on something, then the truth comes out, and it was probably a mistake. But that's one that of my kits. That's another one of my kits. And I think it'd be good to like go through some of my kits just so that I can make sure that I have them like categorized properly. But here's some other. Ooh, okay. So when it's in a bag that you can't see through, it's hard to find to remember what I had inside of it. But it doesn't have a name. I'll get better. So there's actually a couple of kits in here. I don't know what I was doing. So here's the first one, the first pattern that I have. It's from Jan Hicks. It's called In My Heart. It was a PDF I printed out. And I thought this was so pretty. However, I think her and I think a lot of people are fans of blues, and so my mom is a fan of blue, and like just sometimes blues become like more common to me, so I want to switch it up. So what I decided to do was I got like, I think this is leftover legacy linen, probably 38 count I want to say, and I'm thinking about using that with these. So you have this legacy that kind of has a nice dusty rose kind of color to it, and then I would use all these different shades of pinks and merlot for this one. So what do you think? Maybe? Could be. It doesn't call for a lot of colors, like probably about 5 colors, I think. So I don't know. There's this silks for, or NPI silk. Let me move back a little bit. It's probably too much, but it's variegated. It's got like some pinks and some yellows in there. So I kind of want to fill in the heart with these colors, you know. I like it. But the rest of these are pretty solid colors of NPI silks. Oh, you can probably see it better now. You see? I like it. So I have that kitted up, and it's ready when I'm ready. There's also in the same bag is modern folk embroidery. It's called The River. I absolutely love this. I saw someone who stitched it, and it was a part of, I think, the Black Needle Society's holiday box of maybe 2020, 2021-ish. And so it wasn't available to get released yet, but as soon as it was, I got it. So The River. And I was thinking about using 2 colors on it. And I had a Bestitch Me Silks of the Month Club. Yeah, Silks of the Month Club. So I got these 2. And I have the rest of that legacy linen that I'm going to stitch The River on. So I'll just play with it and see like what colors will stand out. There's deer on here at the top, And so of course those would be more of the browns, and then you have like the leaves, it'll be more of the greens, and the browns will be the stems. The wording, I'll just pick a color and just, you know, have fun with it. So that's basically how I got obsessed with kitting. And these are just a couple. I didn't want to like, oh, I did have a third color. No. So I have this third color that's supposed to go with the river as well. I was wondering where it went, but so there's that one. Let's see. This is like Christmas. Oh, okay. So another so a lot of the praiseworthy stitches patterns, I have quite a few of them now because I thought it was just one. So this was one. It's Courage. A lot of people stitched this one with Pam from Pam and Steph Just Keep Stitching. It was a birthday sale for Pam. She is a survivor of cancer, and so she stitched these. I don't personally know anyone directly that is a survivor, but I do know it takes a lot of courage to overcome a lot of other illnesses that I know I've come in contact with directly and indirectly. So I decided to use, this is from my Saga. It is that PR, oh, it's the same silk that I'm using for Saga. So it's like this nice rich brown that I got from Silks For You. And then I have this Blood Moon from Be Stitch Me. It's a silk, they're both silks. And so I was thinking about using both of these for this. And then I would use, it's a Verdal fabric from X Jude Designs. I think I took off the name of it, but it's beautiful and it's Verdal. And I thought these colors would work well with it. And this brown from the silk, and then also pink, like it can go so many different ways. And sorry. So I'm going to use that Courage, and then this will be my conversion. I may switch up the pink to another one, but I kind of like to, I don't know, what do you think? Should I change it to another color? I don't know, you can decide. But that's what I've decided. But I'm flexible. I'm open for the professionals to perfect me, because I'm not a perfectionist. Here's another one. Ooh, I think this is a, I should probably do this. I was just watching, oh, I can't even remember their names, but I can so see their faces right now. I think they're from like Maine, and they have an accent. I will find their names and I will insert it somewhere. And one of the ladies, she started stitching Primrose Cottage Religious Trio. And she said she was able to get each one done in a day. So she finished this one in a day, this one in a day, this one in a day, and she's gonna make them into pillows so she can have them in her dough bowl. And what are the odds that I'm just grabbing a basket of my kits and find the kit that I put together for it? So this one, I have a 28 count Regency from Picture This Plus. It's a Lugana. Interesting. This is kitted a bit ago. But I like the color because the color is more like a very, very soft sage green. Like it's very, very, very simple color of green here. And it's coming out like maybe a little bit of brown, but maybe you can see a very, very small hint of green. And so the colors that I chose, which I may change, is from Classic Color Works. And instead of the traditional red, I'm using Being a Cherry. Yeah, I like it. It might work. We'll see. So here's the colors that I pulled. Classic Color Works. It's from Stash, but they're very close to some of the colors called for. So use it on the 28 count. I'll probably stitch it 2/2, and we'll get her done. Now that I know that it shouldn't take me that long. I like when everyone gives like the stats of time and how long it really takes them to finish things, because I'm not a fast stitcher, but you know, I'm not a slow stitcher. It still gives me an idea. So then if I need to, you know, adjust my method a little bit, I'm still open to that too. But so this is Christmas Trio. That's in my cute little, is this my Maria bag? Yeah, mysticmeadowscreations.com. This was a collaboration bag that she had with my friend Jan Hicks. And I believe it came with a thread bed. It's a little set. It had some little notions with it too. I like little collaboration things. It makes me feel like it's a gift. There's more in there than what I thought. But so these are enough kits for today because I'm getting overwhelmed a little bit. But what I did, I am going to move on to haul because I did get some things in the mail that I'm super geeked about. And I want to show them. So I did sign up for Cottage Garden Threads Hearts for Pam, and I got it. It's amazing. I think it was well worth the wait. I'm not going to go through all the patterns because there were like some embroidery patterns in here, and I don't do embroidery, so I kind of put those aside. But just to show you some things, there's your floss holder for Hearts of Pam, and then you get like a needle minder, you know, Hearts for Pam. There's a small piece of fabric that came with it, so I will be using this. I don't know for which pattern I will be using it for, but I will. And then here's a couple of the flosses. Here's the reds, and here's some greens. And you can use all these for the designs that you have. These look fun. I always have a problem with finding the right shades of yellow. So I like that their yellows have like so many different shades inside of them. So it'll still touch the color that you are looking for. This one looks fun. Are these coming through okay? Just let me know if I should slow down or not, okay? And there's this one, which I find to be so pretty. And some of the patterns, like, these are, mind you this, these are just the cross stitch patterns. Minus one, because it was like so meant for my friend Crystal, because she has a significant attachment to it. So there's these patterns that are all in your kit. Like, you get so many. And if you still haven't gotten yours, I'm sorry, but be excited because you're gonna, there's way more than what I would have ever expected. And it was well worth the wait because it's just, there's so many. Like, I will be preoccupied with my smalls for like so long. Like, there's so many. And I don't want to accidentally show patterns because there are some that just have the pattern on here, but there's just, you see these? Just little cute little things that have like so much significance to them because you can really tell who, you know, who they're for, what they're really expressing, and to just really, oh, come on now. Look at that one. Get out of here. What? So many pretties. So many pretties. So I'm very happy with that. If you got it, you're about to be excited for a while. So I got my Hearts for Pam box in the mail, and I grabbed some fabric. I am in XG Designs Fabric of the Month in Brights. And so I got my first bright, and it is very, very bright. Miriam, I'm just saying, this is, what is it called? Pure orange. Are you ready for this? Whoa. Whoa. What? Hello, tangerine. This is bright. So of course I was really worried about what the heck. I don't do the Mirabilias and all that stuff. I don't do it. I don't do stuff that requires beads. I have trauma. So it was girls' camp. It was bad. And so then I was wondering, what am I going to get with this? So my friend, Emmy, Mission Stitch, she went on the hunt for me. And she found this design. Let me see. Let me take that. On Etsy. No, this wasn't Etsy. This is, ooh, I'll get better. I forget where I got it from. But so it's called Not Forgotten Farm, Witches in the Air. There are witches. Ooh, is it? Okay, there are witches in the air. Or there are witches in the air. There are witches everywhere. So here. Anyway, so we're gonna do this. You know what? I might actually use some of that Verland hank that I have because it's a really, really dark brown instead of using black, because I really don't like using black. And it says here DMC 310. Verland on this fabric. What do you think? Yeah? No? Leave me comments. So I got that, and whenever if you're a part of XJude's Fabric of the Month, she gives you a little skein of as a free gift. So this was one. This is from something else, but it's another free one that she gave me as well. So I got those in the mail. I was looking for a fabric I needed some more brights, you know, so I got into a brights kick. So I did order this. The website's on I don't know yet. I don't know yet. It's bright, so it's exactly what I was looking for, but I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. We're gonna figure it out. But another last thing that I want to talk about is the Black Needle Society. So last Christmas, I got the Silks for You Christmas Advent, which I also got this year too. And I had seen somewhere where they were just like, oh, you should get the Advent for the Black Needle Society. And I'm like, fine. Okay. Well, it came. I'm going to show you the box. Not the contents, because I want to enjoy every day of December. So, but what? Like, this is like, what? It's got like so many packages in this thing. Okay. Black Needle Society. They got me. So, sorry for that. I got that in the mail. That was my haul. So, there was one other pattern that I got. Because, you know, patterns can't travel alone. So, I grabbed this one too because I do have some red fabric that I can have fun with and try to do this. If I can figure out how to make a pillow by hand in an efficient amount of time, then I will try to get this done and turn it into a pillow as well. So, you know, I always forget stuff. Let me look at my notes for guidance. Okay, so shout outs. Carmen on YouTube and Instagram just released her second Flosstube. It's amazing. I like how chill she appears. I don't know if she isn't really geeking out inside, but she has like full thoughts and she tries to be as thorough as she can in her videos. And that's what I love about her, because she can give you the full scope. Another one, Evertotes from the Notes from the Workshop, Caroline and Kerri. I just watched their video as well, their latest Flosstube, and they're trying to get me in the samplers watching them. I don't know, but those are some. Then there's, you know, Cory Creates on Flosstube, Cross Stitch the World, Sunshine Stitchers, and there's so many. Like I have, I think I made it open on my channel to be able to see like who I follow, who I'm subscribed to. I do watch a lot, but I love it. New Hampshire Stitcher just came out with a new Flosstube. I just started it before I decided to film today. Oh, there's so many. There's some new ones. What's his name? Let me see. D's 20 Stitches. Yes. Amazing work. I just found D yesterday. I'm blown away. It's pretty good stuff. I think that's all I can think of right now because I'm not very organized. But I guess I think on average I've been showing videos like every 2 weeks or so. So I think I'm just gonna try to stay within that realm, but no promises. That would be a goal. I can follow a Sal decent enough, but the goals, they're hard. But I do have some goals that I have written down. I originally was wanting to finish 7 projects by the end of the year, and I finished 2, so I had 5 more to go. And then I realized that there's only, 37 days left until the end of the year. So I had to erase one of my goals. So I now have 4 goals, and I'm hoping to realistically finish 1 more out of the 4 by the end of the year, because I joined some more Sals. Oh, that just reminded me, the Christmas Sal that I am co-hosting with my friends Emmy and Mission Stitch and Jill, a good idea. She's rebranding. I'm not sure. I don't know. But that's Jill. She's amazing. She does long dogs. You should watch her video because I think it's like episode 10 maybe. She shows all her log dogs. What? Jill, come on. Jill is amazing. Emmy is such an amazing stitcher. She can go so fast, and she makes me feel like even big stuff is small. Just keep doing it. So all 3 of us got together and decided to do a Sal for Kringles. It's not down here. It's Kringles. It's on my Instagram. We're going to use the hashtag Christmas at Kringles Sal. And it's basically going to be, for as long as it takes. So if you already started Kringles, which I have, you just keep working on it. Or I think my goal is to have it finished and ready by next Christmas. We shall see. That is a goal. But I do like Sal's. So Sal's encourage me to give that more attention than a goal. So that is all I have for you today. I do like to show my appreciation, express my appreciation to everyone who's watched. Oh, last but not least, I don't know if you guys are still watching, but for those who hang on until the end, my subscribers count has grown, and deep down inside, I've already I'm already so impressed with my viewers that I completely forgot about my subscribers, because I can't think about so much stuff all at once, and I don't really have a goal. But here's what I'm thinking. So this is my finish, right? And this is my pattern. So what I would like to do is I would like to give this to someone, whoever is the random YouTube checker. And if you could use the word morbs in a way, then I will draw and I will give this away. This is used, obviously, but it is still a very good and popular pattern that I would like to gift to someone else who understands that we all get the morbs, but we all help uplift each other and support each other in as many ways as we possibly can. And that will be my finish. So a comment with morbs, and in roughly 2 weeks, I will draw a winner and I'll announce them, and I will send this to you. It can be anyone from around the world. It doesn't matter. And I will send this to you. So I appreciate you all. I appreciate your time, and happy stitching, everyone.